The warm, thick air of Trinidad hung heavy over the small wooden house at the edge of the village. Crickets sang their nightly chorus, and the scent of ripening fruit drifted in from the trees beyond. But inside the dimly lit house, Ramsey sat at his worn wooden table, staring at a flickering candle. His eyes held the desperation of a man who had run out of choices. Ramsey had always been a clever man, a trickster, some would say. He was known for his quick wit and his ability to talk his way out of any trouble. But this time he needed more than words. He needed a miracle, and miracles, he knew, did not come free. He needed money, desperately, and he knew just how to get it. That night, under the eerie glow of a blood-red moon, Ramsey ventured into the thick, tangled forest where few dared to go. He carried nothing but a bottle of rum and a bundle of black candles, whispering the incantations he had learned from an old Obeah woman years ago. The air grew cold, unnatural, as if the night itself were holding its breath. Then, from the shadows, it appeared, the devil. He was not like the paintings in old church books. He had no horns, no tail. Instead, he was a tall, imposing man, dressed in fine black clothes that shimmered in the moonlight. His smile was too wide, his teeth too white. His eyes, however, were the worst of all, deep, dark, and endless, like the mouth of a pit that no light could reach.
"Ramsey, you called, and I have come. What is it that you desire?"
The devil said in a voice like silk sliding over a blade. Ramsey steadied himself, his voice barely above a whisper. "Money, plenty of it, enough to last me 3 lifetimes." The devil chuckled, his voice smooth and mocking. "Ah, greed, a sin I know well. And what will you give in return?" Ramsey hesitated for only a moment, the weight of his choice hanging heavily in the air. 3 souls. Once I have my money." The devil's grin widened, revealing his satisfaction with the offer. "A fair trade, but there must be a test. A challenge to prove your worth." Ramsey smirked, the glint of cunning in his eyes. The devil snapped his fingers, and in his hand appeared a wooden barrel. "I will fill this barrel with money. All you must do is take it once it is full. If I succeed within 12 hours, you give me the souls. If I fail, you owe me nothing." Ramsey looked at the barrel and nodded, sealing the deal with a simple gesture. The devil placed the barrel before him, and with a puff of black smoke, he was gone. Ramsey wasted no time. He took the barrel home, worked through the night, and cut out the bottom. Then, with sweat on his brow and a wicked grin on his lips, he dug a deep hole in the earth. He buried the barrel so that only the open top remained level with the ground. Then he waited. As the clock struck midnight, the devil returned. Without a word he stretched out his hand, and gold coins rained from his palm, tumbling into the barrel. They clinked and clattered, piling high, so high that Ramsey should have been drowning in wealth. But the barrel was never full. The devil frowned. He poured more, his dark brows knitting together. Gold and silver streamed down, but the level never rose. He growled, frustration flashing across his handsome face. Hour after hour he worked. Coins cascaded into the barrel like waterfalls, but they vanished into the darkness below. Dawn approached. The sky turned from ink black to deep purple, then to the pale gold of morning. The devil's once easy smile had twisted into a grimace of fury. His hands, once steady, trembled as he flung the last of his coins into the barrel. Nothing. The barrel was never full. Ramsey, who had been watching from the shadows, stepped forward. "Time's up, boss. You ain't filled it. No souls for you." The devil's eyes burned like embers in a dying fire. He let out a long, slow breath, his hands curling into fists. "You tricked me." Ramsey shrugged, feigning innocence. "A deal's a deal. You failed, and the contract says if you fail, I owe you nothing." For a moment the forest went silent. The wind held its breath. Even the birds dared not chirp. Then the devil threw back his head, and let out a low, rumbling laugh. "Well played, Ramsey, well played. But beware, I do not forget." With that, he vanished in a swirl of black smoke, leaving behind nothing but the scent of sulphur and a pile of gold coins scattered in the dirt. Ramsey grinned as he gathered the fallen gold. He had bested the devil himself. But deep down, beneath his triumph, something unsettled him. The devil had said he would not forget, and the devil never lied. From that day forward, Ramsey lived a wealthy man. He built a grand house, wore the finest clothes, and ate the best food. But every so often, when the wind howled through the trees, he swore he could hear laughter in the shadows. And at night he dreamed of dark eyes watching from the abyss, waiting for the day the devil would come to collect what was his. Then, one night, the laughter became a voice, a whisper, a taunt. Ramsey woke up in a cold sweat, his grand house feeling smaller than ever. He checked the corners of his room, but no one was there. Yet, as he turned back to his bed, he saw something glistening on his pillow. A single gold coin, one he had never seen before. His wealth was not his own. It had never been. And deep within the shadows, the devil was still watching, still waiting. For though Ramsey had fooled the devil once, he knew that one day his debt would be called. And when that day came, there would be no trickery, no escape, only darkness. The price of ingenuity cast a long shadow over Ramsey's victory. His nights were filled with restless dreams of the damned souls he had bargained away, their cries for mercy resonating through his mind. The gold in his pockets felt as heavy as the burden on his conscience. His days were spent in a futile attempt to give back what he had taken, to fill the void in the hearts of those he had doomed. Yet the barrel remained a stark symbol of his cunning, a reminder that one can never truly escape the consequences of a deal with the devil. And in the quiet moments, Ramsey knew that no amount of good deeds could erase the stain of his bargain from his soul. The price of ingenuity was a lesson Ramsey could neither unlearn nor escape. The shackled shadow speaks to the invisible chains that now bound Ramsey to the crossroads. He became a recluse, his house a silent fortress of regret and fear. The devil had not forgotten the unfulfilled promise, and his presence lingered, a shadowy figure at the edge of Ramsey's vision. The man who once danced through life now shuffled, the weight of his decision etched into every furrow of his brow. The story of the Trinidadian trickster had turned into a cautionary tale, a stark reminder that no one truly wins when they deal with the master of deceit. The contract's legacy reflects the impact of Ramsey's encounter on the island's culture. Years passed, and the barrel became a part of the island's lore, a grim tourist attraction that drew curious travelers seeking a glimpse of the supernatural. Yet the story didn't die with Ramsey. It grew, twisting into new forms, each version whispered with a mix of awe and dread. The devil remained a looming spectre, a reminder that even the cleverest of men can't always escape their fate. The crossroads, once a place of celebration, now stood as a silent sentinel of the deal that had shaped the destiny of a town, forever linked to the man who had tried to fool the unfoolable. Since that day, the devil decided that he will not help people from Caribbean islands again, and if he does, he wants to be paid approximately 3 days in advance. The story grew darker as the years passed, and the title, The Unseen Contract, took on a life of its own, whispered in the hushed tones of campfire stories and sung in the mournful melodies of folk songs. The tale grew, stretching across the islands, each retelling, adding a new layer of dread and caution. Parents used it to scare their children into good behavior, a grim reminder of the consequences of greed and the price of deceit. The barrel itself became a symbol of the eternal struggle between light and dark, hope and despair. A title like The Infinite Abyss could reflect the never-ending nature of the barrel and the lessons it held for the generations that followed. It stood as a stark warning against temptation, a silent sentinel to the folly of mankind's greed. Yet there were some who saw it as a beacon of cleverness, a reminder that even the most powerful forces could be outwitted by the human mind.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like and share. Please also tell us where you are watching from. Thank you.